This week's episode, we got... Oh, hold up. Hey, you any good at geography?
What?
Are you any good at geography?
Why? What do you mean?
I'm asking, are you good at geography?
Sure.
Because we're in the state of play, baby.
Oh my god!
It's the collective.
Woo!
Didn't see that one coming now, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yep.
Wasn't prepared for
Deserved. That one. Yep. What's up,
Deserved
everybody?
that.
I'm Jose, aka Stray Jose.
And this is Adrian Michael Hill, or A_Michael.
Seamless. Just seamless there.
Hey, you can put a cut there and just put it together. Nobody would ever know.
Nope. We're gonna have you both look like more like. Oh, well, you definitely walked into that pun and that seamlessness there. Oh man, we are both a little loopy right now because it is 9 p.m. tonight, and so this is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be enjoyable.
Let's get this on the road.
Cool. So the big news that we gotta talk about that came out last month that we definitely didn't miss a month at all for.
No, not at all. Totally didn't take a trip to Japan and lose our chance to do it. But anyways.
Yep. This month we saw Sony's second State of Play. We're going to cover everything that was shown real quick. I think this State of Play actually did a lot better job than the first one.
I think that, they're getting better at it.
Yeah. I think the first one was their push for VR.
They're getting a little slow, but it's, I mean, like now they're getting the hang of the whole direct thing.
Mm-hmm. I think it was just they used the first one as a push to VR to see what needed to be done and how to do it. That one was also, what, 20, 30 minutes? This one was like 10.
Yeah, this one was real quick. It was there and it was going, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was able,
I had to go back and watch it.
I was like I just put it on the YouTube stream while I was at work, hit the audio, and like I'm like, okay, so I got an hour worth of content to listen to. I might have to go back to view it, and then I'm watching it because I'm free, and then oh wait, it's over.
Bam, here we go. That's done. What? All
right, so we're gonna start off with the news that Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the new expansion coming out September 6th this year for PS4 and Xbox One, with PC later this year. Things we see in the trailer are a few new and returning monsters, along with the new snowy environment.
Can I just say, I love what they've done with Monster Hunter, and I love that they, even at this time, that they still constantly update the game.
Oh yeah, like what was the last one? They had the Monster Hunter with
Geralt from The Witcher shows up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
No.
It was not only that, but it was Monster Hunter meets Final Fantasy 14.
That was in there too.
14, yeah, that cross event.
It's the cross events, and then the way they've managed to keep up with the game. Like most people with this game, by this time the game is released and you just lose content, you stop hearing about it. But no, they've been pretty adamant about giving us stuff to play.
Sound like another company that we know of.
Yeah.
Destiny.
No, what? No. We got a whole little segment about how great that game is going. Am I right?
You can watch up in that little card thing, but not after this. Then you can watch that. But
make sure to click on it.
I would like to say Capcom has also been doing a really good job this year.
Yeah.
DMC5. You know, DMC5, Resident Evil. I forgot that's them.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 2 remake came out, and now Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Definitely showing new stuff here.
It feels like they're making like a slight comeback. Like they have some. I feel like they felt bad for Street Fighter, and now they're just the rest of their IPs are doing well.
Why would they feel bad for Street Fighter 4? I mean, it was a great game. You know, like they didn't do anything wrong with Street Fighter.
So perfectly
nor they did
made.
Anything else wrong with like Marvel vs. Capcom? You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that went. Yeah.
Although I think from what I hear, that was Marvel on that one that just kind of dropped the ball.
Sure was.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Despite that, yeah.
But despite that, but Monster Hunter is doing well and it's in good form, and I'm digging the future of it.
I did a video for my personal channel. I think I just kept it unlisted. There's a playlist where I was talking about some games that have been keeping my time. Monster Hunter was one of those games. I might jump back into it. It's one of those also games where it's like, I don't have many friends, and the friends I do have are way higher level than me, and I feel bad for asking them to join.
Can you piggyback me, please? Just take me along.
Like, I'm some ugly pig. Like, come on. Like, I'm the ugly duckling. Come on. I just need...
It's one of those, I'll stand over in the corner. You stand over there. I'll kill him. You shoot him once and get the experience points. Don't come out here.
And only until I need to skin it, and then I'll be like, I'm no longer ugly, so I'll be beautiful.
I said don't come out here. Damn it.
Speaking of ugly, can we drop an F-bomb here?
Sure.
Once per episode, right?
One per episode.
Yeah.
That's
Because this
PG-13.
ugly coming. A new Predator. A asymmetrical multiplayer game.
Oh, yeah.
One is set to control the Predator, while the rest control a fire team in the jungles of South America. Currently planned for 2020, made by Ilphonic Games.
Ilphonic Games.
Okay.
I'm liking the dig of that.
Okay.
Made by Ilphonic Games.
Yes.
Is that the real name?
Yeah, Ilphonic, I believe.
Huh.
It looks like Illfonic.
I mean, that's a dope name for a studio. You think about it?
Yeah,
It's Ilphonic. Sounds like a rap group.
This game, a 1990s
Yeah.
late rap group.
Like they're gonna like backpack
It's the place
Ilphonic
to be.
Throw your hands up if you want to party with me. We should make that a group. We're gonna drop a song for you guys one day. Not today, but
We're gonna be calling ourselves the Ilphonic rap group. Our first song will be all Predator stuff. No, so this game actually reminds me a lot of the other game, Evolve.
Yep.
You know, I have that kind of feel. They haven't really shown any gameplay. They just teased it and said what gameplay is going to be like. I don't remember what was the problem with Evolve. I think it was like the microtransactions or how
Which
it
usually
was
kills
set
my
up.
thing. Or kind of like another a fair chance. No, it's not fair chance. Friday the 13th.
This is the same company. Same company, Friday the 13th. But I think they had to drop support of that game because there was a lawsuit. Yeah.
I can see how it's worked out now because that basically it's that game. You have one overpowered superhero. Well, not superhero. Predator demon thingy. And then you have a group of other people who have to take him down.
Yeah, that was it. It's one of those. It's gonna look cool. I'm really curious to see, because the whole thing about Predator is like, what was it? Who's the one actually being hunted, kind of thing. You know, it's like, so do they give the Predator the whole thing? You know, and now going after Fire Team.
I think it's gonna work out.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Donald Glover to both. Was it Donald Glover? I could be mistaken.
No, it was dang, I forgot his name, but he played Adonis and Rocky.
Oh, Apollo Creed?
They do the with the bicep. And it was
that's Michael B. Jordan.
I need like a womp womp right there.
No, because Adonis is the son.
I meant Apollo.
Yeah.
No, but
that's
I said the
Carl
handshake thing with the mother.
Oh yeah.
We already dropped
He
one
was in
F-bomb,
there,
so we can't do the other one.
Yep.
The iconic handshake.
Yeah. Okay.
The iconic.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that was Carl Weathers.
Carl
Now,
Weathers. That's his name.
Ilphonic has also co-developed another game, which kind of worries me. I don't know if it's. They did good with Friday the 13th, and if they stay with Friday the 13th in that, they'll be fine. But Ilphonic also did Sonic Boom. Rise of Lyric.
They can forget.
I mean, it has enough goodwill passed since 2014.
Nobody knows. We keep it a secret.
I think Friday the 13th was so good that, or not so good, but it was different enough that everyone was like, all right, what else did they do? Oh, they did?
We'll keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know.
So, other than Predator, Predator, Monster Hunter. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Bloodborne for some reason. We also saw a game known as Riverbond by the developers Cumber, a hack and slash dungeon crawler coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC this summer. State of Play has also showcased a bunch of indie game characters coming as well.
Yeah, it looks
the ones
like
I remembered was Shovel Knight and the Guacamelee, and I think Lovers from a Dangerous Space-Time.
Looks like a pretty top-down Minecraft hack and slash.
Is this something that you would get, or what do you think?
I like to play small little quirky games like that. I'm a big fan of like hack and slash dungeon crawlers for some reason. Obviously I played a lot of Diablo, but I also played a lot of Gauntlet, and Gauntlet Legends on N64 was actually like one of my gems. And if you think about it in terms of dungeon crawlers, that's the simplest you get. You run around, you throw your axe all day, and you pick shit up. That's all you do.
They're crossover skins, actually. So I'm seeing from Knights and Bikes, Guacamelee, Knight, Bastion the Kid, and Psychonauts, and Shovel Knight, and Enter the Gungeon. Though, here's the thing. It looks like they just said skins, so that makes it a little less interesting for me than, what's it called? If they actually do have, like
porting
powers,
them into the game. Yeah. It looks like it'd be an interesting little fun adventure to do, especially if it's couch co-op.
Yeah. What's the price point you would go for you to get in onto this kind of game?
This kind of game looks like it definitely shouldn't be a $60 price tag.
No. I'm thinking 30?
Yeah, I mean, around there.
30?
It looks like a good indie PSN store game I could just go and download because I want to play because it looks like it'd be fun.
Yeah, 30 or 20. You know, tell your friends, hey, there's like all of us put $5 in and we'll all play this game, you know? Have a good old time. Okay. Well, that's one of the new indie games. In announcement of another new game was Away, their survival series.
Is that the game where you play as animals and you're surviving?
Okay, so it's coming to PC and PS4 soon. It is that game. There was not much shown other than the gameplay, kind of.
Yeah, you're running around as like a
sugar glider.
It's like
nature-based adventure.
Kind of like a New Age Echo.
Maybe my issue was it says Away their survival series, and from the trailer it seemed like, oh, this is all going to deal with nature.
Yeah.
Know?
I mean, running around as a sugar glider seems like it'd be pretty cool. Yeah. It might have more characters. I think the original like base character is going to be the sugar glider. You might get to do other like animals, but basically it looks like you're running around living the life in the day of a sugar glider and trying to survive.
Well, that's what's going to be interesting is because if they do, like in my head, the only thing other than a sugar glider is if you do like you play as a sugar glider and then it gets eaten by something.
Yeah, I was going to get there. I was going to be like, what is the base on the violence in the game? Like, am I surviving and I'm going to get killed by like animals trying to eat me?
Well, you saw a giant like spider there.
Yeah.
Or regular size spider. Really.
Yeah, there's a snake there. There's all kind of stuff. Am I like they're going to Tomb Raider it and
as a sugar glider?
Got some gruesome deaths. Not saying I want the gruesome deaths. I'm just like, they gonna kill me as a sugar glider?
What was it? It was also like a forest fire, right? That you were in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like basically just surviving.
Survive. I don't know, man.
It's a good question because there's not much shown about it except for just the beautifulnul of the scene of him running around in the forest.
I think that's one of the good things they did with this state of play is like they're gonna save the bigger, more explanations for later. This one was like the one before E3.
Yeah.
The one to showcase. Boom, here's what we got. Boom, 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 boom.
They pretty much tease us.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we'll get more of them.
A lot of the games.
I really hope these leads up to having a PSN like this December. Mm-hmm. Like a PlayStation experience.
PSX.
Yes. I would love for them to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Here in Vegas.
Definitely here in Vegas, because if it's here in Vegas, there's no way I'm missing it.
Oh no, you and me are both taking days off.
We're gonna have a booth. We'll have a booth. Come check us.
We're not gonna have a booth.
We'll have a booth. There's lots of time between then and now.
Fair enough.
Even if we just have to set a booth up outside and pretend it's part of the event.
I just have a shotgun mic with me. So we have a booth, like we said in May.
And be like, this is the booth. Huh.
What? Now, we're not allowed to actually sell anything. We were allowed to put up the booth.
It's like a step stool.
Yes.
Just a step stool with a sign on it. 3G Collective. This is our booth.
Yes.
We're here.
Just be like, so, random stranger, what are your thoughts about this PlayStation experience? Welcome to the booth.
I see we do it.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. If it happens, it's just who's going to stop us? Security?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Speaking about experiences and events, Sony has also announced a Days of Play limited edition PS4 to be available in June for PlayStation's Day of Play event.
I saw that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I know how I feel about it. As a business, good move. People are going to buy it. Second, You milking it, man.
If you're not familiar with Days of Play is basically their Steam summer sale.
Yeah.
For PlayStation, they put a lot for cheap on PS4, and they're like, hey, get this game for the day or something like that. It's basically a giant sale. It is a good move, and
they just came out with the fluorescent blue one last year, though, which was like a special edition for Days of Play.
Okay.
But now we got this new like steel-based one, which is dope. It looks really cool, and I mean, I'm sure people are gonna buy it again. I guess I'm just saying I'm mad that I didn't just have money set aside just to buy another PlayStation. I do have 2 of them, but a third one would be nice.
No comment. No comment, because I can only deal with one. Marie Kondo that, man.
Oh, they're in 2 different rooms, you know?
Okay, fair enough. Now, let's talk about remakes. We got some big news about the remake. You ready for this? Medieval Remake. It now has a release date of October 25th. Almost just in time for Halloween.
That's perfect timing, actually. Yeah. Especially for that game.
Yeah.
Has there been any gameplay or anything on it? Or
yes, there is actually. The whole trailer. It was like a whole trailer. The remake has said a graphical overhaul, an improved camera system, and a brand new narrator. This is according to the game's producer, Nick Accordino.
Accordino.
Yep. And
sorry, guy, for messing your name up.
Yes. But thank you for Medieval. Did you ever play the game?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I liked it. Platformer.
As someone who's not played Medieval, this does look interesting. My only worries, and if you watch the video...
It's funny. It's kind of in the same lines of like Oddworld and just weird, quirky adventure games like that. Yeah.
So if you watch the story trailer, about 39 seconds in, go 38. And you can see there's some kind of slowdown. At first, I thought that was like the Twitch stream or the YouTube stream or something like that. But I think that's the game.
At what point?
38 seconds, I'd say start. So he's running through like a little village and he's trying to cut, and it looks like the game is lagging or slowing down. But yeah, other than that, it looks fine.
I see. It dropped frames.
Yeah, it drops frames. And this is one of those games where I'm like, why would you keep... And it drops frames kind of again at like 51 seconds. Or, yeah, 51 seconds in the trailer. So he's killing all these pumpkins and it's just
there
dropping.
it goes, yeah. It's dropped frames. Maybe that's just...
I really hope that's how they
captured it.
I hope.
There's no way this graphical overhaul could, like... I'm sure they're showing this on the PS4 Pro. There's no way they would play it on a regular PlayStation.
But that is something that's happened twice in the trailer. So I am a little worried about it. Yeah?
It could be inside the framework of the base game because they pretty much just... I don't feel like they updated the engine of the game, just mostly the graphics. Oh, yeah. First comment. I really hope the frame rate gets ironed out. It looked rough in the trailer.
Yeah. Also, there is a digital deluxe edition coming out. It's going to have the full game download, the art, the original soundtrack, a dynamic theme, a digital comic book, and the super armor in-game armor set. Don't know what that is, but we'll see.
I don't know either. Digital deluxe downloads, they're kind of weird for me because most deluxe things, you'll get a steelbook or something. You'll get something tangible you can hold on to. Yeah, like, digital deluxe usually is like, here's all this online stuff. Half of it you're not going to want or need. And
you don't actually anytime I see soundtrack, I'm like, cool. Digital deluxe, I'm like, nah. Unless it's like on Humble Bundle or Steam and it's like, oh, you can also get the soundtrack. I'm like, yeah, because I can use that and play that separately from the game because that's something I would like. Or like, despite me not liking Final Fantasy 15 that much, the Steelbook is still pretty cool.
Like, it's super nice. Yeah. Look at it right there. I would take it out and show you, but...
Yeah, no, all good. And that's the state of play.
State of play.
All good.
I don't think it is.
What? You think we missed something?
I think we're missing a little something there.
A little something.
There's a little something that was announced at the state of play.
Oh yes, that's right. So at the very beginning of state of play, they teased us because that little sound that starts the PS4 was, of course, the all iconic sound of Crash Bandicoot.
Oh my god.
No, it was the sound of, it was the menu sound, right? The ching from Final Fantasy.
Do, do, do,
Yep.
do.
And at the very end, they had a giant question mark. And it was like, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer dropped.
What? Finally.
After years.
Finally.
The last one was in 2015 that they showed us.
It's funny. Take those back or line up because they showed us gameplay back then.
Mm-hmm.
Take it back and look at it again. It looks like it got the Square Enix treatment of where they showed a game. This is what it was going to be, and something happened, and then it was gone for like 2 years.
Yes.
And then it comes back, and it looks completely graphically different.
Actually, look at the article I linked right there. It was to Eurogamer's Final Fantasy VII. It's going to be in the description below for anyone, where they do show the remake has had some changes. It's very obvious between Cloud in 2015. He looks more dirty and grunge. 19, they give him some life and color. In 15, the combat system looks a little bit more Kingdom Hearts-ish.
Mm-hmm.
In 19, it looks pretty fast-paced with buttons mapped or something like that.
Yeah, it got that Final Fantasy 15 treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy Versus 2. The Final Fantasy 13 Versus 2 became Final Fantasy 15. Oh, yeah, looking at the graphical the differences side by side, they completely overhauled the engine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same thing because they probably used the Crystal engine to start off, and it wasn't going well, and they had to pull out the Unreal engine, just like they had to do with Kingdom Hearts. Here's
my worry, right? Kingdom Hearts is one of those games. Kingdom Hearts 3. Have you finished it?
Nope.
Okay.
Sadly enough, nope.
Here's my thing.
It did not. We already covered that.
It is not a game that felt like it's been years in development.
No.
It's felt like it's been 2 or 3 years. That's what it felt like.
Had 15 years to do.
So I'm very worried about Final Fantasy VII because even 3 didn't do too well for the shares of Square Enix. I think they're falling a little bit under, if I remember.
No, because it kind of was disappointing for the core fan base.
Yeah.
Like, it built the hype around it, and everybody was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3, but the people who played it was kind of like, what happened to all the Kingdom Hearts 2-ness?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and for me, it was even worse because I just got from playing Kingdom Hearts 1, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people did what I did, which was try to play the Kingdom Hearts games in a row, and it was like, oh.
I think that's what hurt for most people, because if you just play Kingdom Hearts 3 and you didn't go back and play the other ones, it's a fresh new game for you, and you get the nostalgic feel of it, and you're like, oh, I kind of feel the same, but if you play what like a lot of people I saw on Twitch and stuff do, was they played through the games again, and if you coming out of Kingdom Hearts 2 into Kingdom Hearts 3, you're like, graphical wise, you're like, oh, this is great, but Kingdom Hearts 2 was definitely a little darker. It had a darker feel to the storyline and how the game was, and just it was put together better. It seems like all the time they had to do Kingdom Hearts 3, they just put it out there because we wouldn't shut up about it.
So how are you going to feel about this remake once it comes out? So another thing we've heard is it's still going to be episodic.
That's where I was going to get to. I feel like it's still going to be episodic because if you look at Final Fantasy 15 right now, it's very episodic. They gave us the main game and they decided to give us all these little bitty episodes updating over time. But when it got to the Arden episode, they kind of canceled it, just gave us a movie. Because I feel like they were going to move on to do the Final Fantasy VII episodes. The other side of it, I feel like if they did rehaul the whole game, they are releasing it by episodes, and this is the first one. And that's why they have so much gameplay and stuff done.
There is some rumor that each episode would be like a full game.
Yeah.
So.
But full game is, I mean, because, Final Fantasy is an RPG. By itself could have 40 to 50, 60 hours, 100.
Just based on grinding.
Just based on grinding. If it's its own game separated, do they mean it's going to be like the length of like Devil May Cry? It's a 10-hour game.
The question will be how they do the overworld and how they do random battles because, what was it? Final Fantasy 15 for me felt a lot different than like a standard game because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to just, wait, I'm in chapter 6 already? Wow.
It kind of flew by.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like
the most annoying part for Final Fantasy 15 was the random battles kind of sometimes got annoying.
Yeah, they just popped up. And
yeah, they just, I'm like, and it's like, bam. And I'm like, okay, all right, y'all need to leave me alone for a little bit, okay? Especially you big ass giant, behemoth thingy just popping out the blue.
Were the worst.
They just pop up and they just pop up while you run. But I feel like it's going to have episodes. I don't feel like they're going to give us the whole pie right away. And I feel like it took time and it took some years because they completely redid the game.
So yeah, that's definitely from the feel, from the look of it.
It looks better, but it definitely looks like an Unreal Engine. Like they.
And here's my thing, like I said with the whole Kingdom Hearts, gonna be 2 years in development, and that's my worry, because there's more news coming out this June. It's definitely a wink, wink. Hey, we have our Square Enix press conference. You know, like you want to find out more? Maybe a release date. I don't think so, because
well, that's the other side of it, because we still, that right there is still a teaser trailer. We didn't get like a whole game trailer. So I feel like it's still going to be like, hey, wink, wink, Final Fantasy VII Episode 1 is done. And we're all going to be like, I guess.
I think the trailer will be like showing the Final Fantasy and then Episode 1, Spring 2020 or something, or Winter 2020, like a long date so they have some time.
Yeah, it just sucks because as for an update though, it should be the entire game. You've had years to do it since you first showed us this. Before you thought about making the episodes, it should have been an entire game, just ready to go. So when it comes out in June and they're discussing it, I feel like it should be a full game launch. I highly doubt it, but it should be. But I mean, graphic wise, I'm loving it. Looks beautiful. The same soundtracks are there, updated, so the music obviously on point. Nobuyo's, Uematsu's like memorable.
And I hear like some of the original team is back on this too, other than just Nobuya.
Oh, you would have to.
For me, I've never played Final Fantasy VII fully. I've only played like an hour or maybe 10 minutes. And so I'm excited to see how this goes. And then I'll be excited. Maybe I'll do the same thing I did with Kingdom Hearts and that'll disappoint me. Play Final Fantasy VII because they did put out the PC releases or something like that. And then go back.
I think the hardest adjustment for most people is going to be the fact that it's not your typical Final Fantasy. So it's not turn-based battles. It looks like it's live action, active Kingdom Hearts style battle, which Crisis Core did a very good job at. And Crisis Core was a great game for PSP. But your main character who you played as was Zack. And you know from Final Fantasy as an RPG, there's multiple characters that we would like to play as. How are you going to roll that into the game? Especially this iconic game known for its turn-based battle and strategy.
You do see like Barrett, so you do get to play as Barrett, and you do see something. I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way just to do like a tap and you move over or something like that to another player.
They're gonna AI control while you run around, kind of
and that's another thing. Like depends on how the AI is, because in like all turn bases, it's like, oh, I know how I'm gonna do it for these characters. You know,
they might have just straight Final Fantasy 15'd it. And your two side characters just do stuff.
I will say, out of everything, I don't think the AI in 15 ever got me super angry.
No, they were pretty smart about stuff.
So.
And they're pretty smart about teaming up and doing things when it's with the battle system. And I like the battle system 5 Fantasy. There's many flaws 15 had, but...
Yeah, like a convoluted story. It was very hard for me to keep up.
I think that was the biggest flaw that it had. It was a beautiful game. It had a lot of side things going on. And the battle system, after you get used to it, it's actually pretty dope. But the story was...
Warp striking was amazing.
The story did get most people like, what?
All right. Well, that is all the news for State of Play.
State of Play.
Yeah.
Days of Play.
Days of Play, State of Play, Month of Play.
Play all day, all the time. Dr. Dre.
This is all trademark, Sony. If you're going to use these, please pay us for this one. I don't know if that's how trademark law works, but I'm just going to be quick about it and say that. Speaking about quick, guess what time it is? It's time for quick fire.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. It's like that horn.
Oh, my God. So we're going to go through a bunch of news stories of the past month. If Adrian wants to talk about it, we'll stop and talk about it. Cool. Every time I do this, I need to get a sip of water because I talk really fast, and it's very hard for me.
Let's prepare for this, guys. You know this is where the mouth runs.
Oh boy, here we go. Just put this up here because I will need it. Hated Sonic 06? Well, good news. A remake of Sonic 06 is being worked on by the community.
Whoa. What?
Okay, well, that was quick.
What?
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yeah. So fans are trying to fix the notoriously bad Sonic 2006 with a remake, according to Kotaku. That is the article down in the description below. Where do you want to start with this?
Sonic 06.
Yep.
What system was that on?
Xbox 360 and
PlayStation
PS3.
3. Oh my god.
It was that one.
Oh my god.
Glitchiness, the whole silver knocking you down boss battle.
Forgot about that game
The
entirely.
kissing of the human.
They made this game.
You forgot about this one?
Oh yeah, I did. For PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Oh my, yeah, I forgot about that game with silver and.
Yep. So according to this article, they've been working on the game for years for PC recreation in Unity.
Why?
I don't know, but there's a demo out.
I'm gonna play it later. But why? Of all the Sonic games remake.
Well, the Sonic fan is a rabid fan base, both in a good and bad way, like any fan base. If they really like something or they want to make it better, I think they will try,
What about Sonic Adventure?
Kind of like Sonic Adventure was still good.
Yeah, why can't we remake that?
Well, because this, okay, so it's a community-based one. It's just, hey, Sonic 06 is bad. Let's try to fix this. I expect in 10 to 12 years.
Let's try to fix it.
10, 12 years, we'll see Sonic Boom remade in some way if this is how it goes.
I'll give it to him. You guys try. Might burn in flames, but try.
I mean, we'll see. I'm surprised if Sega does not send a cease and desist and just be like, yo, look at this thing.
Sega won't, because they're going to be like, man, I guess that's what it should have been.
I think they have to accept it kind of if they want. If they send a cease and desist, it's going to be like, do you not want to fix your game or do you just want to forget about it?
I think they just want to forget about it.
Okay.
Because I forgot about it. Man.
Cool. And back. Here we go. A Game of Thrones ending getting you down? Well, Netflix has said that the new TV show based on the fantasy game of The Witcher will be launching sometime in Q4 of this year.
Ooh, yeah. Let's stop there.
Cool.
Because, everybody's shitting on Game of Thrones right now. But The Witcher, I hope they don't get Game of Thronesy with The Witcher. I need it to be fantasy-based like it is. Like, super fantasy-based like it is. Mm-hmm. And...
Have you seen how Henry...
I have seen how he looks.
He looks as Geralt.
It's funny because, how many people has to point this out. Because a lot of people's introduction to The Witcher is The Witcher 3.
Yes.
But real people who've read the books and played the older Witchers know that what he looks like in The Witcher 3 isn't exactly how he looks through the entire Witcher series. So that's why people are like, oh, he doesn't have a beard. He doesn't have this stuff. And in the books, he doesn't have a beard.
He probably starts younger and then works his way.
He's smooth face. He kind of looks like in The White Wolf. He's not this older dude with the beard and the whole beat up party. But I don't know how I feel about the show yet. I'm down to watch it since it's one of my favorite games, even though I haven't beaten it because I got lost in the side quest.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I hear. There's always something going on.
But apparently it's supposed to be extremely based off of the books.
Okay. So keeping that in mind when we go into it. I've not played The Witcher or read the books. I have seen it around. So this will be my introduction, and I'm very curious to see what my take is on it compared to yours. We'll both try to watch it, and we'll try to do something for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Back to it. Want more sexual content? Well, stick to PC.
We got some hot fire.
Sony has been implementing a new policy regarding sexual content in all regions.
Yeah, let's go there. So, which is funny that you bring that up because...
Quick fire this episode is just us hitting all of these.
We're going to hit all the points. Because exactly today I read an article where this game coming to PlayStation, and it's coming to also Nintendo Switch, where it's getting censored on PlayStation, but it's not getting censored on the Switch.
Which one? Which game is this?
It was like
Okay,
forgot the name.
no question.
I'm gonna tell you the basis of the game though.
Do I have to go into Google Incognito mode?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's a loot game. It's not like it's a.
All right, tell me
The basis of the story is she goes on a journey to increase her bust size.
I'm typing it.
And she has to fight to make her boobs bigger.
Okay. Well, the reason of this, First, I will say that.
Did you find it?
No. Girl goes on journey to increase bust size. PS4 and Switch. First result: influence of soy isoflavones on breast enhancement. Soya.
Oh my god. I think it's called Omega Labyrinth.
What?
Omega Labyrinth.
Omega Labyrinth Life Switch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yep.
Okay.
And see how they have... It was a PS Vita game. And
yes,
see the title that has the labyrinth and it has the busty anime character right there.
Yeah.
On the PS4 title, I guess that was taken out. It just has a name. But the Switch is going to be almost the exact port for it. And it's going to be toned down like some of the words and some of the move sets that when you get hit, your clothes kind of come off and stuff like that. All going to be taken out of the PS4 version of it, but it's going to remain in the Switch port version of it, which I was like, that's a...
Well, this is also funny because it's apparently a PS Vita game.
Yeah.
That's
getting a port over to the systems.
Because it's like, Sony, busty. Then, so the reason Sony is doing this, though, is they say that they're trying... Originally, Sony Japan, they don't care, right?
Yeah, Sony Japan never cares.
But because of the increase of streams and stuff like that, they're not wanting to do that because people will stream these games and stuff like that. And that, let me look. It's been a hot minute since I saw this article.
That's the funny thing. People are gonna stream these games either way.
Here it is. Sony is concerned that quote, Sony is concerned the company could become a target of legal and social action. An official with Sony's U.S. arm told the Wall Street Journal.
See, now I feel like they're making
it was because of two things: the Me Too movement, because of the content that promotes sexually objectifying women, and streaming services. So even though it's more acceptable in one region, it might not be acceptable in the other, which would tarnish the company's image from being from the other markets. Once again, this is gamingindustry.biz.
That's where it gets weird, as you've seen that Nintendo has been, about being the kid-friendly company. But it's also like, look, the game was made this way. That's how it's going to go out. I'm getting, it's getting real weird lately on the whole anything sexualized is bad. Like, it wasn't, like, overly, like, put that way, but now it's gotten to the point that, no, we can't have that at all. But I'm like, some people like that, and some girls do like that. So why can't we have like an equal base here? Like, you made a game. All right, you made a game about boobies. You're a perv. We get that. But people want the game, and people are gonna buy the game to play the game about the boob. Why can't he enjoy his game about that? Which somebody else who's definitely not gonna play the game, who doesn't care, can take that out of the game. Like the whole Mortal Kombat thing, where everybody's like, "Oh, they over sexualized. No woman would fight in something like that." It's a fantasy game based to do stuff like that. If the creator wants to change him, I give it a head, but he shouldn't be forced out of the character base of how they always have looked.
In my point of view, it's more of as long as we're clear that, because I don't know this game, I'm not going to defend this game or something like that. I don't know how she gets bustier. But yeah, deleting its clothes
by defeating enemies.
But if any enemies defeat her, it's ripping off clothing. As long as we make it clear, like, hey, that's a bad thing to do in human society. It's
a battle damage.
It's not, because my point is like, the whole Me Too movement is like, don't sexually harass women, or anyone for that matter.
It's literally don't sexually assault people.
Which is all fine and good.
All fine and good.
but
to not do that.
Okay, so there's not really a but here. It's like, yeah, don't do that. In general,
it's like don't do that. It's pretty much don't do that.
Though then you get into the whole topic of regarding, well, should we talk about these issues regarding fiction and how do we talk about them in games? I think if a company is gonna do something like that, they have to talk respectfully.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is Sony's way of saying we're not gonna moderate on how a company is talking respectfully, or let you guys see if they are or not regarding an issue. We're just gonna do a like, nope, can't do this kind of scenario. I don't know if Nintendo cares or not. I fully feel like they're treating their audiences, if you're gonna get this M-rated game or if you're gonna look it up, you know enough. Same with Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Even with the skimpy outfits and they're fighting, it's this fantasy thing. We all know it's a fantasy. We all know rated M.
We all know this game is based this way. Mm-hmm. It's an M-rated game, and that's how the game was made.
Yeah. I do think like some of the older ones, the way the deaths are, it's like, yeah, okay, that's a little too much there. Other ones, it's like, okay, this is just cheeky fun. You know, like when Casey Cage is doing that heart thing through the dude's like spleen and stuff like that. That's fine.
It's fine.
Because that's, you know, she's being cute, but she's also, I would not be around that woman.
No.
That is a very dangerous,
I think it's just weird. And this day
I would not be around that woman if I had to fight her to the death. She seems cool to hang out with.
Because she would take your heart. I just think it's a weird base thing in how we got into the point with fantasy and fiction and being live where people were like, this isn't how real life is. Obviously, it's fantasy. That's the whole point. Mortal Kombat, it's a fantasy game. Obviously, no girl's going to run around and fight like that, but also somebody's not going to punch a hole through a dude's chest in the middle of the street. Yeah.
Man, you could try, but then you get arrested and you go to jail. And then
you're not going to find some ninja with a chain coming out of his hand that's going to rip a dude's head off.
You're not going to find a blind psychic ninja, you know?
It's just at the one point that it's a battle that just seems like they're fighting it for no reason.
I don't think they're fighting it for no reason. I think they're just, the way the battle is to be fought is being fought the wrong way.
Yes.
And it has to be done in a better way, a way we can talk about, a way we can have open conversations and talk about, hey, this is what these issues are current day regarding, you know, the Me Too movement, the global warming movement, all this stuff that's coming up that, you know, we have to talk about.
But I feel like in that, video games should be attached to that movement.
And because, well, the thing, video games, you know, a lot of people want
not just video game general, just fantasy-based material general in real life situations. It's not like it's a game that was made to do stuff like that.
Because I think this just goes back to the whole.
It's just kind of
how
weird.
Are they showing it?
Yeah.
But then, how relevant is it to the story? You know. Because there are those ones that they use like rape and sexual abuse for shock. And the easiest one I can tell is that anime, the Goblin one.
Goblin Slayer.
First episode was like, whoa.
See? And that's like something that would never show up on like a streaming platform that you can just potentially watch in that way.
But at the same time, they use
without a rated M. Or a pretty good thing that says, bro, probably don't want to watch this. Probably don't want to watch this.
It was one of those where it was like, the way the story, you told me this, was they use it for the first one to show how bad these creatures are, but they never do something close to that bad again.
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones situation. They opened up with death and sex, and by season 2 and season 3, more story related. There was really none left. By the end of where we are now, there's a lot of death. There's not a lot of nudity or sex in Game of Thrones.
It's still one of those things where it's like, when you were telling me that, I was like, oh man, it would be nice if they come back to these, you know, these issues of like, hey, these goblins do that.
Yeah.
Or something, and not just do that one scene for a shock value, you know?
No, yeah.
Actually open the conversation, which is completely a different way to do it.
No, they come back.
Oh, they do?
Okay. Yeah. They let you know that goblins are terrible creatures. They just don't delve in that shock factor as much as they did, because that, for anybody, that opening is that first episode is just,
and who knows,
I don't know if I can watch this.
Things
But it's just weird on the small stuff like that. I can see the overarching, like how Steam Store gets games made for stuff like that, which is totally inappropriate. But people fight for that. It's small campy stuff like that game that Nintendo Switch is like, that's cool, and Sony all of a sudden's like,
yeah, it's just right now. I think it's a delicate topic, and it's one of those where it's like, I can see where they're coming from, but I also see the other side, and I do think neither side is fully correct. I think this just has to be handled in a new way. Speaking of Nintendo, getting right back to it real quick, Nintendo's Pokemon Company. Well, no, it's actually not Nintendo. Pokemon Company is separate, right? Yeah. Pokemon Company has teamed up with the developer Pokemon Company has teamed up with the developer DeNA to make a new Pokemon mobile game.
DeNA.
Yep, cool. God of War's documentary has been released. The close to 2 hours film is called Raising Kratos. It can be found on YouTube now. Yes, link in description below. In some small E3 news, Devolver Digital has another conference planned for E3 2019. Huh. DICE Games has currently disabled Battlefield 5's Battle Royale Duos mode. Bethesda Tabletop Adventure has been pulled regarding plagiarism.
Why?
You want to stop there?
Why? What is it plagiarizing?
A D&D one.
Yep. Come on, but
they've been accused of plagiarizing a D&D adventure.
Pull your stuff together.
If you look at the article down below and look at the site, they actually have like comparison between D&D Wizards of the Coast adventure and Bethesda's adventure. Same names, same quest kind of scenario.
Oh my god, I just saw one. No, keep going.
Yep.
I know where I'm
at. Oddworld series remake of Abe's Exodus is now known as Oddworld SoulStorm and has released a teaser trailer.
That's pretty cool.
Internet service. Oh, this one's affecting us. Internet service provider Cox wants gamers pay more for internet.
What about that net neutrality? What happened?
Okay. What happened? I knew we were going to stop on this. So they not necessarily want us to pay for more, but they have a plan to try to get us to pay for more. We're based in a city that has Cox as the primary ISP. There are a couple other ones, but I don't think they're as good, right?
No, because Cox is the only cable-based company that we have out here who can supply us with cable-based. I mean, Verizon, I think they just got some Fios coming out here.
What's that company? Prism?
Prism?
Yeah, Century.
It's CenturyLink. It's DSL.
Okay.
Which is not quite as fast as... The only thing that comes fast as close to cable is fiber. And we would need fiber infrastructure. So we need Google Fiber or we need Verizon to have a whole infrastructure of Fios out here.
So,
or you can get DSL, which is maximum maybe 3 megabytes.
They want us to pay for elite internet, according to The Verge, but it actually isn't faster.
No.
Okay, so have you read this? Have you read the articles?
I haven't seen the articles, but I can figure out where they're trying to go with that.
What do you think they're trying to do?
I think they're trying to say to you that if you pay more, we'll open broadband a little wider to guarantee that your streaming or your gaming makes it through.
If I read this correctly, right? It does not. Okay, so quote here: it does not alter the speed in any way.
Exactly.
Nor does I prioritize any traffic over others on our network. Okay, that's what the ISP told Motherboard.
Then you already lost me of why it's needed.
It says the basic way is they're trying to cut down on congestion and the number of hops between your gaming PC and the server.
Yeah, so they're trying to streamline your connection. Instead of hitting a node and hitting another one, they're trying to get it to the source, which basically...
So, if I'm not mistaken, the way this is picturing in my head, because I'm not one data, is like, if everyone's on a highway, instead of them saying, oh, we're going to make the highway go faster for you, they're saying, hey, there's another exit on the highway that will take you to the same place if you pay that toll to get on that bridge and go that way. You know, it's one of those
things that we talked about when the whole thing was going down, when we were like, hey, this net neutrality thing is going to be crazy. They're gonna make people pay for faster internet and different lines, and people who pay more are gonna get bypasses and
gaming was one of these that was gonna get affected.
And it was like that.
And here we are seeing it. Yeah, right now it's only I think in Arizona.
Because who says they don't throttle the other lane
and
make you have to pay? Like, not make you have to pay for it, but it's gonna be to a point that you're gonna want to pay for the other lane because this one just doesn't work anymore. It's just too congested.
I mean, right now we're in a scenario of we can't really do anything.
No.
The only thing we can do is regarding these new elections coming up, talk, and when people have questions, always ask the thing about, hey, what are you going to do regarding ISP net neutrality and the FCC? What are you going to do regarding these big companies that are doing this kind of stuff like Cox?
I don't like it.
You know, what are your antitrust laws that you want to put in place?
Because it's exactly what we all talked about and feared was happening. And they're trying to pass it off right now like it's not that big of a thing. But who's to say that when a couple people, they sold that to me and I'm a gamer, so I need that line. No, your internet's perfectly fine now. Everything's working. You're streaming, you're playing games just perfectly fine now. As people start to switch over, they're going to want more gamers to take up less space on the congested highway to switch over, and then your gaming experience is going to get worse on the other highway until you pay to get on the new service. Then you're going to get on the new service, you're going to forget how your good old internet was, and it's just going to be back to what it was before, and you're going to be like, oh, this is great. Now I'm paying like $50 more than I was before. A month.
This is all the problems we have to be aware of. Right now, remember how we were talking a little bit off camera about Adobe's thing that they're doing? Like, hey, you can't use the old one. The article I was reading on that said from a guy that, if I remember the quote correctly, we're in a take it or leave it kind of ecosystem right now, and this really sucks for us as
because there's no plans or a side to the fight against it.
Yeah,
it's like you said with the whole Adobe thing. Adobe said, look, if you use our old service, we'll sue you. What can you do?
Other than drop them and go to a new one. But the one thing I have is like, I've already used Adobe for so long.
If you have everything in your Adobe, and to be honest, Adobe set itself up in such a way that you leave, what are you going to go use instead? Well,
let's end on last little bit of good news. The Australian Labor Party wants to help fund with game development in their game sector. Cool. That's the quick fire. We got all through all these. And that's it for today's episode, guys.
Oh, man, this was a good episode today. I really liked the discussion. I want to kick Cox's ass. Anyways. I'm still heated about that. What? I'm not liking the future that it's quick fire.
Okay, so Adrian just said kick Cox's ass, not kick Cox in the ass. Just making that clear before we get...
Could be both.
I mean...
Could kick Cox and you can kick Cox's either way.
Well, that's all the time we got for today, everybody. But before we go, let's ask you, what did you guys think about the Sony State of Play? What do you think about any of these quickfire topics? If you guys have anything that you guys want to say, if we miss any news stories, leave it down in the comments below. We do read them. We will tell you what's going on. And other than that, I'm Jose. You can find me at @_AstrayJose. I should also have a YouTube channel called Astray Jose. I'll be putting out a new board game video actually soon, hopefully. And Adrian, where can they find you on the internet?
You find me at @A_Michael. That's Adrian Michael Hill at @A_Michael. Let me spell Michael out for you because it's weird. It's A_MYKA as an apple, HL, _Michael.
As in Liger.
Yeah, as in Liger.
Hey, if you can't do one and not do the others.
First that way.
So, okay. Well, that's all the time we got, you guys. Thank you for watching or listening to The Collective. We'll see you guys next time.
Take care.